Marshall, because you said it several times in the room. Stop it, First Lady. You said it in the room several times that it's because they were being called dumb and stupid. Well, I don't know anybody on Clubhouse that were out in the world calling people dumb and stupid. People voted the way they voted because that's what they wanted to do. And I don't have to say any more than that on that part. They did it because that's what they wanted to do. They thought, if they felt like, even if the GOP was driving the narrative, that's what that is. But here we are now today, the economy is messed up, and they still would vote for him again. So they didn't care about the economy. It's the other stuff, that we don't want to talk about. The race thing and all of that. Everything they said Obama or Biden didn't do is happening now. Or everything that was wrong with Biden and how he governed. The economy was terrible. Well, the economy is worse. But those people who voted because the economy was terrible,
you have to pay these people. You're projecting your own pay for yourself.
I got breaking news. So Mel just sent me something and I looked it up.
Oh, you talking about the Melania Trump thing? Please don't trip me up.
They say that it's flat.
Because I just saw that bullshit.
Underneath, like on top or lower.
So the House Republicans are looking to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House after Melania Trump.
No, she's actually, I was actually going to freak it up once we had her. I was like, man, I'm just like, people don't see that this is a game to this man and his people. Project 2025 is alive and well. I actually am laughing now because you got a man who is literally tanking our country as we speak, but who's worried about the Washington Commanders changing their name and the Cleveland Guardians back to the Indians and the Redskins, respectfully. You got them trying to rename.
What is McHale debating Barth?
You got them doing. You got them even releasing the Martin Luther King files instead of these Epstein files. They don't want to talk about how these tariffs have pretty much caused so many issues. They're simultaneously still firing people from the federal government.
When is McCann, Senator McCann,
continually stripping
debating
the
Barth?
Department of Education? Like, we see so much going on, and I gave this a little experience I was telling earlier. Like, for people who in need of Social Security and different things like that, whether it's for disability, elderly age, stuff like that, it's over a year, almost 2-year wait to even get just in the hands of somebody to even get pending. I've been waiting for my son who has autism for over a year now, and it's still in pending status. Like, because of everything that's pretty much has been messed up. You have so many issues that's going on. You got people that's getting ready to be kicked off of their insurance. You had so many people complain about the Affordable Health Care Act, but didn't know it was Obamacare, but said they hated Obamacare until somebody told them it was the same. You got them silencing the media. You got them suing the media. You got them doing everything they possibly can. And people are okay with it. It's people who have lost their jobs and say they do not regret their vote. You have Americans being sent to foreign countries they are not from. Ecuador, everything else like that. It's so crazy that you even got Hunter Biden making sense on the goddamn TV. Where have we gone as a fucking country? But I heard somebody on TikTok, and I'll get ready to land, who basically said the reason why we are here is because the United States did not make sure they course corrected during the Civil War by giving the Confederates a bypass, by paying them back for the slaves and doing all this kumbaya crap. We allowed this crap to fester. Germany did. We allowed this shit to fester, and now you see it live and live in color to where people are openly admitting being fascists in this nation.
Can I ask
If
a
y'all ain't
question?
seen the Jubilee thing, it's nothing.
Can I ask a question about the Kennedy Center thing real quick? They're talking about naming after Melania. Am I mistaken? Is fellatio now a performing artist?
It is, especially if you're on X.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just.
Is that the same place they got booed the last time they were?
Yes.
That would be the same Kennedy.
So he's just being petty. He's like, all right, let me piss off all the performers, all the people for booing. I'm about to name this after the worst person that they can name, that they're gonna want to put their name on a program for.
And let's not forget, she's currently the chairman over the Kennedy Center as we speak.
I don't think it's about like I mean, let me say this. Good evening, everybody. A lot of people made some really good points. I just want to maybe reframe maybe some of the things that people have said, because I actually don't think that it's sort of like as I don't think the conversation is as young as maybe people think it is. And when I say young, what I mean is I don't think that it's as playful and like gamesmanship. This is about fundamentally changing the sort of core of the identity of the country. And there are a number of good articles I'm happy to share with you all, but the president wants to be a king. In fact, I believe he thinks he's a god. Maybe not God in sort of the big G sense, but he is God-like. The people that he has around him continues to placate to that moniker. Renaming the Kennedy Center is not about throwing shade after being booed. It's about fundamentally making idols out of people, making an idol out of your wife, making an idol out of himself, so that he could be worshipped like a god. And some of the things that he's doing is concentrating the power of the presidency so that there is really an authoritarian, a theocracy, if you will, where people in the United States House or Senate really don't matter. The courts don't matter because power is centralized. And if anybody told you that, it was the Democratic Party all throughout the cycle. What I heard on this app, and I'll finish with this, what I heard on this app from so many people was this one thing, and that was that Democrats were hyping up the facts to fearmonger people into voting. The reality is Project 2020-25 was not an allusion to the president. He knew everything in it. He played in your face, and people believed it. And the broader reality, I think, is that populism across the world has taken hold on both sides. So you see it on the far right and you see it on the far left. People feel left behind. And as a result of that, they are gravitating to the person who not only soothes their fears, but gives them hope that they will be seen as important, as relevant, that the government is working for them or whoever is working for them. And that's what we're seeing around the world in elections after elections around the world. So it's not just in the United States, but I do believe that this president's focus is to concentrate power in a way that we've never seen before. I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Mama. How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Y'all done with the conversation?
No, I'm on the road.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't think that's just his focus. I think he's actually accomplished that. I think he's consolidating power into the executive branch, and he's doing it effectively, which is scary as fuck. It doesn't seem like the checks and balances that's supposed to be there don't seem like they're being very impactful in this moment. Maybe they're going to be slow like Wills of Justice, but right now, he having it his way. He Burger King right now.
I do think the Epstein files are going to get him now. I think that it's eroding it's eroding his base, and I think like some of his power. And I think the way that people are seeing him now, the way he's looking, he's not as strong. I do feel like that's going to be something that's going to end up affecting him and sort of damaging his presidency. And it might run him out of there. The way they release this information, it appears that they're already trying to make a move toward J.D. Vance. Even they talking about J.D. Vance met with Rupert Murdoch, about over this stuff. And J.D. Vance actually asked for the letter to be released. So it just, I don't know that he's going to make it. I don't know that he's going to be as powerful as we think he is at this point.
Wait, Michael, what happened to Vance?
J.D. Vance went to Rupert. J.D. Vance and Rupert Murdoch apparently met. That's what they're reporting. When this letter came out, that where Trump had the letter to Epstein, the 22-year-old letter, and J.D. Vance, I think, publicly asked them to release the letter. But I haven't read, and this is like hearsay. So just let me, if it's wrong, excuse me.
Yeah.
But the report is that him and Rupert Murdoch, he met with Rupert Murdoch. That J.D. Vance met with Rupert Murdoch. So
That don't look like that worked out if that happened.
But do y'all actually think the Epstein files will be enough to have some people turn? Because there's some people who are just where they idolize and worship this man to where it's to no ends. He can do no wrong in their eyes. I think I really think congestive heart failure get him before the Epstein files do, to really be honest. Because I think even if that does.
Let me tell you why I think it, and I agree that it may not. Here's the problem is that he built his whole thing on this. There's a lot of people I don't know if you see the Alex Jones stuff where Alex Jones was telling me he was gonna cry, he was about to throw up. He built so much on those files, and they were gonna get the Democrats. They're gonna talk about how the Democrats are pedophiles, how they're eating children, the thing with the pizza place and the Podesta thing, and they were gonna get the Democrats. So they built all that fervor about it, and so. In doing that, and even with the thing with Pam Bondi, they held up these documents, these binders that said Epstein files. I just think that his base, because he has these fanatical people, he's not looking good right now. He was going to drain the swamp. He was going to release the Epstein files, and he's done neither one of those. And it appears to be damaging. I'm just not saying on us, but if you look on Twitter or whatever, all these social media sites and everything that's coming out, people burning MAGA hats over this thing. It's just, I do think that it's causing him issues as far as his popularity, which could lead to, down ballot, when midterms come up and things. I just feel like that. I feel like there's some movement in that place. And I apologize for long face, so I have to speak because my thoughts aren't hit like I wanted to. Land.
I agree, Michael, 100%.
Me too, and I think that's why they're trying to redistrict Texas and other, I don't know if other Republican states, we'll just say this one, and right now they're in a special session, and this special session was called, yes, they have bills for, marijuana and other whatever, but, and the flood victims and all that, but I really think all that, was a ploy for him to redistrict. Now the flood, no one can predict that or whatever, but I really think that he did that to call for redistricting in this state. And if Democratic states should fire back and do the same thing, if he's saying that it's legal for him to redistrict, then he said the Supreme Court gave him the ability to do this, then other states should be able to do the same thing that are not Republican. I mean, do I like Texas itself? Yeah, but I don't like the government and how stuff's run here. No, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I wish that was different. I mean, we haven't had a Democrat in a long time. Ann Richards, since then, we haven't had anybody. And it's really hard to win here when you're any other party, when you talk about taking away guns or any kind of modification of that. That's just not a winning formula in Texas. It's really tough to win. Even Beto O'Rourke was very close. But when you start talking about guns and any modifications to that or whatever, they don't vote you in here. So it's been really hard. And I want, a Democrat to win or some other party besides the Republican. But it seems all of my life it's been pretty Republican and it's tough.
I mean, well, that's Texas.
You're in Texas.
But as far as the floods are concerned,
Those who produce.
Biden tried to give them $10 million. Actually, Biden gave them $10 million to
make a warning system. And they took the $10 million because they didn't want it to go anywhere else. They got the $10 million, but they did not make a flood warning system. So let's not keep our head in the sand and pretend that everything is everything, because it's not.
And let's not forget that Trump stripped the National Weather Service. And then the fact is, they said they had warnings out there of a potential flood, that it could be a flash flood. But again, people don't listen. People don't listen. And they did say they didn't have the right person involved to have it, like, a warning come out, like, but they had been warned, like, I think a couple of days or a day prior. Thank you, Eagle Hawk, the NOAA. Thank you.
Yeah, then you have Trump trying to close or, take away things that the Weather Service needs and NOAA and all this other kind of stuff. And it's really bad when our state has some of the highest insurance claims, probably right there, California and others.
And Florida.
In Florida as well. And so we cannot have the Weather Service altered, shut down, a skeleton staff. That just does not work, because you see what happens. We got an old man answering a phone. That ain't gonna work. What? Like, in some places, that's all you have. And state, resources, the guy comes on TV, the governor, well, we have resources, but nobody got the alert about those resources. So I don't understand that. Our state needs to modernize, and we too damn old in the way that, not everybody here, but some people are too old-fashioned in the way that they think. It's like, man, it's like trying to function on dial-up, and we live in 2025. That's how old our state, that's the only way I can explain it, and that's just not going to work when you have people calling out. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, or whatever. People lost their lives down there, and it's a tragedy that our state can't take money. Forget, the government sending money. The state has a rainy day fund, and someone said, even a Republican said, you could have took some of that money and, and the camp may be here today, right? Or the people may be here today, you know what I mean? Or whatever, but that didn't happen either. We're not even dipping into the funds that we have here to save lives, and that's really embarrassing. It makes our state look really bad when it comes to disasters, and this is why I've always believed that none of this stuff should be kicked to the states, because they're not equipped at all. Our state is stupid. I ain't finna count on these folks saving my life when they flee the state when something happens. No, this needs to stay in government hands with NOAA, not the state. Hell no.
Wasn't Cancun Cruise out of town again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who? Okay.
Cancun. Thank you, Ashley.
He was in Greece.
All right.
He was in Greece at the Pantheon.
All right. Your piece. Did you come up here to talk about Epstein or anything? Hey, Sonny.
No, I just came up here to derail a little bit. I'm just listening. A lot of mixture of a lot of things. And living.
Okay. All right. Get your ad lib on. Hey,
The governor, he left. That's the thing I keep telling people. I don't depend on these people.
So, I just want to know where my MAGA friends at. Because I want to know, like, what's going on. There's some people saying that, they're going to turn that back on MAGA. I mean, MAGA's going to turn that back on Trump. I don't think so. I'm trying to gauge that based off of tonight's discussion. MAGA, if you're here, please come up. Still, while the First Lady Protection Plan is open, I won't be open for another 5 minutes. I can protect you for 5 minutes. That's all I got. But yeah, come on up, because I'm trying to figure this out. Like,
Well, no, your protection is light when I'm up on stage.
Oh, no, but don't do me like that. Come on now. But I just want to understand, hey, H-Town, because here's the deal. Why are we not paying attention to all this deflection? That's what I want to know. I want to know from the MAGAs, why are we not paying attention to the deflection? Do you not see that as a red flag, or are we still just ignoring the red flags?
Because they're ignoring it, because they know it's actually recognizing the deflections would mean they're looking in their reflection and seeing what they voted for and seeing who they chose and seeing what the consequences of their votes are. They're never going to actually just sit down and admit. Now, there has been some people who were MAGA who have said, oh, I regret my vote, but most of them have it because they don't. Or you have those people who outright said that they wasn't going to do this or they wasn't sure or who didn't vote at all, but secretly did. I feel like if you didn't vote, you voted for him in my eyes. And if you can't stand out that you voted for him, then you're a coward. And there was a lot of cowards and people who greed, people whose biases or racism, and people who basically wants the patriarchy to continue in the way it is. They want this country to remain a white, male-driven country, and that identity should remain. And it's just unfortunate because the things that they spoke of, Kamala Harris had a plan for it. She spoke on it, but it wasn't what you wanted to hear. The people were too busy. Oh, she's a woman. Oh, she's not black. She's Indian, and trying to figure out where her roots and all that stuff lay. And all these immigrants, but you have a son of an immigrant, and you have an immigrant as the first lady who y'all love, who coochie you can easily look up by going on Google. And who used a grant that she didn't even go to college in order to obtain to get citizenship here. So I'm just trying to figure out. It's basically they don't want to look their hypocrisy in their face. They wanted other people, people of color to suffer. They wanted those they saw less than to suffer, and now they're suffering. So they're never going to actually admit. They're never going to say, oh, he's deflecting towards this and towards that. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Even Candace Owens, she's trying to go on a forgiveness tour. Fuck you, Candace.
Wow. She wants to go on a forgiveness tour?
Oh, you ain't noticed she trying to change up her rhetoric as of late?
No, I know that she was changing it, but then I thought she kind of slid back, and then I heard she was sliding back over. So I don't know with Candace. I mean, she changes her position, like changes underwear. It goes back and forth. So no, I didn't.
To people like her, can't give her no credence because
She got that open door ticket, the open door.
Yeah, but she ain't even never been this. Because as soon as somebody she like, that's terrible again. She just don't like the Gaza issue. She's a weird one.
Hey, come on, let's give Candace Owens some credit. There's one thing about her that clearly she has got locked down, and we need to give her flowers. And there's no controversy about it. She picked some excellent wigs. Outside of that, she's a bitch.
Excellent wigs.
No, I
Her hair is terrible.
She's a grifter.
Now we talking about a hustler. Malek has hustled the folks. She gets paid off her thing. I guess that's the best thing I can say. But her hair is terrible. Did you say she has good wigs?
Yes, I'm saying she's a fake. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, her wig is. Yeah, because that silk press, it's a cotton press.
But it's a mess. But First Lady,
she got a polyester press.
But First Lady of Petty, have y'all discussed the Jubilee situation?
What Jubilee?
That was
One of the boys getting one of the dudes losing his job.
Yes. He lost his job. He was happy to say he was a fascist, but he was able to get $13,000 off of GoFundMe.
He likes that socialism now.
Who y'all talking about? Who you talking about with? The one that called himself a racist on.
No, he called himself a fascist.
Yeah.
The base of racist and a fascist.
I don't even know what Jubilee is.
It's rage bait. It's rage bait. That's basically what it is. It's rage bait. I even seen something where it was college students versus streamers.
Go watch it.
Oh, it's like a podcast or something?
No, ma'am.
It's not a podcast. It's like a
experiment.
Experimental, social experimental, and they ask people like questions, and then they let them like argue each one of the questions. You gotta watch one at a time, cause it's gonna have you pissed off.
I mean, like a part of the what is it, a website?
It's a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
They incorporate us into these silent studies. Y'all don't even be knowing. Y'all be interviewing for shit the whole time. If you're a reparation study, you don't even know it. They have all these studies out here, and we so sick of these fucking studies. How many studies do we need?
I put the link in the chat if you guys want to see the latest one that they're talking about.
It's a great show. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they are.
Where my sister at?
I was about to say, where my sister at?
Where professional?
My motherland sis.
Sukula. Professional Sukula. Professor Sukula.
First lady, I agree with you. Just real quick, I agree with you on the. I think the. You know, do you remember? I mean, y'all heard Charlie Clerk. He was so mad about the pedophilia. He was like, "Fuck Trump." And then as soon as the Obama stuff came out, now he all over Obama. He forgot about Trump.
He got a phone call. That's
So
why.
to me, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna circle their wagons around a common enemy.
Charlie Kirk got a phone call from the White House.
Them folk do not care about women
Right.
and kids. I hope.
I don't think they do either, Just. It seems like to me it's all performative because why can't you be mad about both, right? But to me, they went straight to Obama. They ain't said nothing else about the pedophilia. And to me, it's like they have taken this 5 weeks. It reminds me of the football team when they get in the huddle, you know, and talk it over. They done took 5 weeks off to talk it over. They needed to get out of town so they don't get hung up by Trump. And between J.D. Vance and whatever he got going on the side and the Republicans, they needed to go talk it over and figure out what they're going to do. So they left the Obama and the MLK stuff hanging in the wind and think that that's the red meat that we're supposed to chew on while they talking it over in the huddle.
The masterful thing about Trump is that he knows how to control a news cycle. That's been the only successful thing, in my view, of his entire career. And I think what he's continued to do over this course of this week is continue to change the headlines. So there's no talk about Epstein, and it's talk about every other thing that he does to distract from the core things, to try to dissuade what's happening with his base. In fact, today, when the speaker left the House and they said that they were gonna recess for the rest of the summer, they did that because they don't want to fracture the base. So they continue to change the headlines so people remain distracted.
The Epstein stuff is beyond his control at this point.
Yeah, but I just wonder I just wonder when the actual.
Wait a minute, hold up. Man.
Yeah.
Your mic is open.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Huh?
Yes.
Are you able to close it?
Oh, I saw it. Quick, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that's all I wanted because it was giving mad feedback when you speak.
I was just saying that I will say I do give him that he is able to control the news cycle. But the thing is that when are reporters going to actually not allow this to become a state driven? Because at this point, I'm like Jake Tapper, CNN, all the rest of these people. They just allow this man to keep controlling what they talk about instead of just sticking to the fact is that this is insane, and they know what it is. You've been dealing with this man do this since 2015. So I'm just trying to understand